Hey yo, what is going on guys, Cash and Clean here, and for today's video, I want to go through the best possible classes to use in Trove for both farming and for both bosses. So just like an all-around type class you can use, and I'll just get into like all the classes you could use for both situations. And before we get into today's video, I just wanted to say thank you all for the overwhelming amount of support. We are growing a lot more each day on YouTube, so if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. And yeah, I appreciate you guys a lot. Also, just as like an added note, let me know if you guys want to see actual gameplay of me farming while I talk to you guys, or if you just like it if I just sit here and talk to you guys, or if I just do it live. It's up to you guys. Let me know in the comments below what you think, but I don't really mind doing either one. So I'm just going to let you guys know which classes you can farm with, and that is basically up to you. This is going to be a very opinionated video, so if you disagree with me, go for it. You can drop something in the comments below if you want to speak out what you want to. But basically, you can farm with either one of these classes. Obviously, some classes are better than the others. Like Neon Ninja, he's got really great movement speed. Lunar Lancer has some great movement speed. But, you know, it all kind of depends on you. But I'll just go with the ones that I'll suggest to you guys pretty much. So straight off the bat, I used to use Dino Tamer a lot actually, and he was a really fun class. The only reason why I swapped classes from Dino Tamer to Neon Ninja was because I always got stuck using his ultimate. Like, I would be stuck in this motion right here, and the way this glitch happens is because of like a timing issue, I'm pretty sure. So like it like depends on when you hit your ultimate, but basically it would get really annoying and I just didn't want to deal with it, so I swapped over to Neon Ninja. And obviously if it gets really laggy, it's not really fun to farm with either one of these classes, but I do like Dino Tamer a lot to farm with. He's really good, he's really fast, and he's really easy on newer players as well. Just to give you guys an idea of how well Dino Tamer does, so when I had about 2 mil coefficient and just not the best stats at all for my Dino Tamer, I used this emblem here, the arcane one, which gave me a bunch of magic damage. So I would spam Q pretty much, and I would be able to go through dungeons pretty easily in Uber 9. And then from Uber 9, I got a little bit stronger and I was able to do Uber 10. And then from there, I was just very efficient, so I didn't really need that emblem anymore, so I could move on to other stuff. But yeah, I really like Dino Tamer. He was a really fun class to use, very fast. So the other reason why I swapped off Dino Tamer to use Neon Ninja is because he's more consistent. Like with Dino Tamer, you need to use your ultimate, which is basically you on the dinosaur. With Neon Ninja, you're just yourself, kind of, if that makes sense. You can just, you know, backflip, do your own thing, hit an enemy, move on to the next one, and so on and so forth. With Dino Tamer, you need your ultimate, so I found that also kind of annoying. So Neon Ninja just seems a little bit more consistent. But as far as damage goes, I do like Dino Tamer more than Neon Ninja, because for Neon Ninja, you really need to like build him up strong before he can actually do damage. So another farmer that I think is really good is Fade Trickster. You can actually just use his blinks to get around. I have the cooldown right now, but these blinks, as you can see, he's also really fast. I had a friend who mained Fade Trickster, and he said he was a really good class, really fast. And since the dungeons are pretty close together in Uber 10, you could really get around pretty quickly and farm very efficiently with Fade Trickster. So he's a pretty good farming class as well. Another option you can go with is Vanguard. I know a couple people who use Vanguard before. He's pretty quick. He gets the job done nice and easy. He's not my favorite to use, but he is an option for farming. I'm just going to quickly talk through the other ones. Rev, he's a really great option too. I just didn't like using him because he felt like a heavy class, if that makes sense. I don't know why, but like he's fast and all. He can get through dungeons pretty well. But I don't know, just for some reason he felt really heavy for me to use, so I just didn't want to use him anymore. Knight's also a good option. You just have to remove your clash gem on him just so you can actually... I think I have his clash gem. Okay, I have his clash gem, so I can't really show you, but basically you can just dash across. Not like that, but with his ability, and you can go through dungeons like that, and it's actually kind of fun to use. Another option is Draco. Draco's really good, especially for low depth delves. He can fly through delves really easily and also fight the bosses pretty well. It's just when you get to higher depths, he's not going to be as useful, but he's still really good. He's fun to farm with, even in like Uber 9 and whatnot. Bard is another good option. He's got really good movement speed. He's a little bit hard to craft, so that's why I'm just not going to recommend him to you guys. He's a bit challenging to craft. And last but not least, Tomb Raiser is also really good. He's really good for low depth delves as well, just for farming those. He can just speed run through things just like Draco. But yeah, those are all the classes for farming that I highly recommend. Out of all of the ones that I've went over, I would go with Dino Tamer as an option or Fade Trickster as an option. Also, Draco and Tomb Raiser would work for farming and delves as well. But like I said, this is an opinion video. Like, you don't have to go with whatever I say. If you farm with, I don't know, Shadow Hunter, you can use Shadow Hunter. But these are just my opinions. So, alright, so moving on to bosses. So, if we go over to the characters again, for bosses, I'll just talk through like which characters are good. Like Ice Age is good for bosses. Chloromancer, he is the highest single target DPS character in the game right now, as of me recording this. So Chloromancer is really good. I highly recommend him as well. Gunslinger is also good for bosses, but the only issue with Gunslinger is that his ultimate causes knockback, and if you're farming with a group or even by yourself, it's really annoying having the boss just fly around everywhere. That's just not fun to deal with. But yeah, apart from that, I don't really use anyone else for bosses specifically. Like I'll mainly use Ice Age. Like even on my streams will catch me using Ice Age, but if I really need to, I'll use Chloromancer, because Chloromancer makes bosses really easy to fight. Obviously there are some other classes you could use, but I just like those ones are really good to use, and other people will also recommend those to you as well. So now that we went through the classes that you could farm with and the ones that you could do bosses with, let's just talk about which ones you'd want to have like for an overall type of class. So overall, if you want to farm and do bosses at the same time, Ice Age is going to be a great pick because you can also farm with him. He's not as fast as other classes, but Ice Age can keep up pretty well. I don't really farm with Ice Age, but it is an option. Also, if you're doing high depth delves, you could use Ice Age to go through the floors and even do the boss. Might take a bit of time for the boss because Chloromancer does a better job of that, but Ice Age is still a good pick all around. But speaking of Chloro could also be good for both. I wouldn't really say he's good for farming. You could use him for farming as well, but he's just really good for bosses. So if you want to have the option of being able to do both, Chloromancer could also do that for you. I know some people might disagree with me on this one, but I like Dino Tamer also for both farming and bosses. He's not as efficient as other classes, but he is also pretty good. You can't really do high depth delves with him as good as like Chloromancer, for example, but yeah, you could still do low depth delves. You could still do Leviathans and stuff with them. Like obviously there's other classes better than him, but he is pretty good as well. And I want to say the same goes for both Draco and Tomb Raiser. You could do both, but at the same time, if you go like really high depth delves, you're gonna kind of struggle. So overall, Ice Age and Chloromancer will be good. And just for me personally, I like Dino Tamer, so I'd go with him as well. So yeah, that's just me talking about some of the classes. I do get asked this a lot, so hopefully this video clears it up. And like I said before, if you guys actually want to see me farming or doing like live farming while I'm talking, let me know in the comments down below. Or if you like me just, you know, chilling in the club, talking to you guys like this too, I could also do that, but it's up to you. I could do both. But yeah, on that note, hope you guys enjoyed. If you want to see something Trove related, drop it in the comments down below and I'll do my best to get to those. I'm kind of slacking on that, but I'm trying out here. But anyway, drop a like, subscribe if you are new, and on that note, I will see you all later.